everyone. Welcome to today's work from home job drop. Whether you're here to find your next remote gig, level up your career, or just curious about what's out there, you're in the right place. Happy Father's Day to all the dads, the fathers. I hope you're having a great day, enjoying it with your family. And shout out to those who have had fathers that have passed on. My condolences to you, but live within their memory or celebrate the memory that you had with your father or your dad, whichever you call them. I want you to remember that today's job search is a step toward building the life that you want. So take a deep breath and get comfortable and keep believing. And let's dive into some real opportunities that could change your day to day and maybe even your future. Again, we've hit 2,000 subscribers on the channel. So the first thing that I must say is thank you to everyone who has watched my videos and has subscribed. I truly appreciate you. Without you, there's no me. I bring you this information every week. I'm trying to get it consistent to every Sunday around the same time of 4 o'clock, but we will see how that pans out. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. The first one up is going to be with a company called Coinbase. And Coinbase is looking for an associate manager in compliance. This particular role here, let me just click over to it. Is fully remote. You're going to lead a team of 10 to 15 compliance analysts at Coinbase. And Coinbase is one of the world's leading cryptocurrency exchanges. You're going to focus on anti-money laundering transactions and monitoring, as well as enhanced due diligence while building the future of financial technology in the crypto space. So you're going to supervise 10 to 15 compliance analysts, transactions monitoring and SAR filing, ensure adherence to BSA and AML program operational KPIs, and lead a culture of compliance and champion change management. Coinbase is also looking for someone in this role to partner with financial crimes and second-line compliance teams. You're going to coordinate with senior management on process improvements and be a subject matter expert in AML compliance. Now, as we scroll through the actual role, let's take a look at what Coinbase is looking for representative to qualifications. So they're looking for someone with a bachelor's degree or 3 years compliance field experience. So you're not required to have a bachelor's degree, but if you don't have that bachelor's degree, it can be substituted with 3 years experience in the compliance field. 2 to 3 years of supervisory experience and knowledge of financial laws such as BSA, OFAC, FinCEN guidance, and then strong communication skills and the ability to simplify complex topics, as well as be positive and have a positive energy about crypto and Web3, as well as ACAM certification, which is preferred. So there is an ACAM certification that goes along in the cryptocurrency financial world. If you have that certification, great. If you don't, that's fine too. It's on Coinbase's wish list. So don't let your feathers get ruffled about that. Now, in terms of salary insights for this type of role, the company offers in compensation between $117,385 to $138K per year, plus you receive a bonus and benefits, as well as an equity grant. Now, the market range for compliance manager salaries is typically between $88K to $133K, and that's reporting from salary.com. An average or national average for these types of roles is $127,705 per year. Now, Coinbase offers a competitive and includes significant equity upside potential in the crypto sector, and crypto is really taking off this year, so that's exciting. Now, in terms of an industry forecast, financial compliance, especially in fintech and crypto, is experiencing explosive growth. And the cryptocurrency sector is rapidly expanding, creating high demand for compliance professionals. Regulatory frameworks are evolving and making expertise increasingly valuable. Now, if you're called for an interview for this particular type of role, the pro tip that I would give here is if you have crypto knowledge, show a genuine interest in blockchain technology and crypto's potential. At one point, the institutes offered a course, an independent course on blockchain technology. I'm not sure if that's still there, but the organization is called the Institutes. It is a cost or fee associated with that particular learning tool, but there was a course, and I think they quoted somewhere between 4 to 6 weeks to complete it. And I recall, and it's been a while since I've looked at that course, but maybe about $185 to take it and be designated as knowing blockchain. So they want having AML expertise. You probably want to prepare specific examples of SAR filing, and that's SAR filings, transaction monitoring, and EDD processes that you've dealt with in the past. Highlight team management experience with measurable results, and then discuss current crypto regulations and compliance challenges. So go to Wikipedia. If you're in finance or banking already working in that, but just not specifically in crypto, you can always look it up. Google it, ask AI, get some information up that you can use and leverage within that interview. And then Coinbase values intensity and high performance. So demonstrate your ability to thrive under pressure. And then understand Coinbase's mission to increase economic freedom globally. So go to Coinbase's website, take a look at their mission and their vision, and kind of study that so that you're armed with that information during the interview process. So if this particular opportunity interests you at Coinbase, I encourage you to apply. We're going to move on to our next opportunity with a company called JellyVision. JellyVision is looking for a director of a director of product marketing, and this is fully remote. So in this particular role, JellyVision is looking for someone to lead product marketing strategy for JellyVision's Alex program, focusing on benefits technology. And they're going to look for the person to drive go-to-market strategy, positioning, and messaging while collaborating across product, sales, and marketing teams in a fully remote environment. Now, what will you be doing here? And I always look to the right because that's where I have the secondary monitor, so that I look over to the job description myself while I'm talking independently about the role. So in this particular role, you're going to define and execute GTM strategy for major product launches. You're going to own positioning, messaging, and packaging decisions, lead cross-functional launch planning and coordination, drive sales enablement and deal support, and connect market insights to business strategy. You're going to lead pricing and packaging initiatives as well. Now, the requirements that they're looking for here in the person who's hired for this particular role, they're looking for someone with 10 years product marketing experience in business-to-business sales, as well as SaaS, proven track record launching enterprise software, experience aligning cross-functional teams, measurable impact on revenue, pipeline, and win rates, and then strong storytelling and strategic thinking skills, as well as benefits and HR tech experience is preferred. Now, in terms of salary for this particular role, the salary starting is $160K up to $200K per year. JellyVision has roles available in the US and internationally. So all of my subscribers or viewers who live in another country, I encourage you to check out the website as well for JellyVision, as well as Coinbase. Now, in market context, senior director level product marketing roles typically range $150K to $250K. And then we see that JellyVision is offering a competitive, fully remote role with strong company culture. Just a quick bio break here. Now, in terms of industry forecasts, HR technology and benefit platforms are experiencing significant growth as companies focus on employee experience. The remote work trend has increased demand for digital benefit solutions and creating strong opportunities in this particular sector. If you're called for an interview, here's some pro tips that I would give you. Bring specific examples of successful product launches with metrics. You want to have metrics to back up how your product launches were successful. Be ready to discuss comprehensive go-to market frameworks. And then show experience managing complex stakeholder relationships, as well as demonstrate your ability to translate complex features into customer value and research current trends in employee benefits and HR tech. And then finally, I would say highlight your experience leading in distributed teams. Now, if you go and take a look at the video that I've posted, remote first versus remote friendly, that breaks down the absolute differences between the two, because it is a true difference when you are being hired by a company that's remote friendly versus a company that's remote first. And distributed teams, meaning teams that are globally everywhere. That's why it's called distributed. Is definitely a characteristic of a remote first company. So if this particular opportunity with JellyVision resonates with you, I encourage you to apply. Coinbase as well as JellyVision are two remote first company opportunities that I'm featuring today. All right, we're going to move ahead to Mosaic Health, which is our next opportunity. Mosaic Health is looking for a care guide support specialist. This is also fully remote. Here is a peek inside of their leadership team at Mosaic Health. Now, this is fully remote, full time. In this particular role, Mosaic Health is looking for someone to provide technical and customer support for healthcare customers in a remote environment. They would like you to handle medical appointments, insurance verification, and technical troubleshooting while maintaining HIPAA compliance. So HIPAA keeps coming up, especially when I present the opportunities that are in the healthcare field. Now, what will you be doing in this particular role? Let's talk about something first. They're looking for someone who has the ability to start July 14th. So that is extremely important to keep on your radar. They're looking for someone relatively quick. That's 1 month away. And you need to be present for all training for the following 6 to 8 weeks. Now, your training is fully paid. The hours of training are going to be 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., so keep that in mind. Now, in this role, you're going to respond to customer inquiries via phone, email, and chat. You're going to troubleshoot technical connectivity issues, process medical orders, and verify patient information, as well as coordinate with care center staff for a seamless patient experience. Now, you'll be handling insurance-related inquiries and claims questions in this particular role, so keep that in mind. And then they want you to be able to maintain HIPAA compliance and accurate documentation. So you'll likely be documenting your calls or the outcomes or what you discussed within Mosaic's healthcare system or platform that they'll have you working on. Now, the requirements must be able to start July 14, 2025 with 100% attendance for 6 to 8 weeks worth of training that's fully paid. Have strong problem solving and technical skills. Customer service experience is preferred. The ability to work independently in a remote environment and clear communication and professional demeanor, as well as a dedicated private workspace is required. So you're going to need to have your work from home space set up with probably a door that closes if they don't enforce or stress the fact that the door locks, because you'll be dealing with a lot of confidential information. Now, the salary insights for this particular role, it is posted in the description. It indicates that this role pays $20 to $25 hourly, and you are bonus eligible. Now, while that isn't an ideal salary that most are looking for, it's a starting point. You don't have to stay here. Get this particular experience and move on. Or if you're starting your own business, this can just be a stepping stone to create capital to fuel into that business that you're building up. So now the company offers $20 to $25 an hour plus a bonus, right? Or you're bonus eligible. A bonus is an additive. It's never something that is guaranteed. So that's one thing we need to understand about the bonus eligibility. Now, the annual equivalent, assuming full time, is between $41,600 to $52K per year. And then it's a competitive role for entry-level healthcare supportive roles with growth potential rather. The healthcare technology and remote patient support roles are booming and rapidly expanding. Now, the telehealth boom has created sustained demand and technical support specialists who can bridge healthcare and technology. So, if you're called for an interview in this particular role, demonstrate your understanding of patient privacy and HIPAA requirements, show comfort with troubleshooting and multiple software systems, describe your dedicated workspace and reliable internet connection. Talk about your remote work experience, and then prepare examples of handling difficult and sensitive situations. I would also say emphasize your commitment to the intensive training period. And then finally, show your experience managing multiple priorities simultaneously. So if this opportunity with Mosaic Health catches your eye, take a look at the job board. I'm just bringing you this one opportunity and putting the company in front of you. Many of the companies that I bring to you are fresh. Some of them are startups, some of them are not, some of them are more memorialized. But the bottom line is to make sure that you know that the company exists so that you can go and look for the opportunity they may interest you, because they have several different remote opportunities here on their job board. This is just the one that I showcased today. So moving forward, we're going to move ahead to Wes Star Aviation. This is a temporary role for a data entry clerk. So now keep in mind, I've said this is temporary. It is not permanent. So this is for those who may be looking for something that is going out 6 to 8 months. They don't want that full-time work commitment, just to put some quick cash in their pocket. They don't want the full-time job experience hanging over their head. So this is a data entry clerk for Jet East, doing business as Wes Star Aviation. So it is an airline. It is fully remote, and this is a 3-month temporary position focusing on uploading training records into a learning management system. And it requires strong attention to detail and intermediate Office 365 skills for aviation maintenance documentation. So you will be uploading the documentation from the maintenance that has been provided to the different aircrafts. The key responsibilities in this particular role: you'll upload individual training records into an LMS system. That's a learning management system. You're going to review and organize training documentation, ensure accuracy of training history retention, and then determine individual versus group record classifications, as well as standardized documentation formats for easy review. What are the requirements for this particular role? High school diploma or equivalent, strong attention to detail and organizational skills, intermediate to advanced skill set with Office 365, Excel, specifically Excel and SharePoint. Aircraft maintenance records experience is preferred, that is not required, and then the ability to work independently with minimal supervision. Now, in terms of salary insights, the market range for data entry clerks earn typically between $16.56 per hour to $39,437 based upon information from PayScale. Now, salary.com is reporting up to $39,300 per year. The expected range is between $15 to $20 per hour for temporary specialized role. And then this is competitive for a temporary position within the aviation industry specialization. Now, here we do see the working conditions are work from home remote, and it's 20 to 40 hours per week. So it can range from part-time to full-time hours. That's probably going to have a little bit of deviation. So think about that before you apply to this role. If 40 hours is something that you're not interested in, this role is not saying that you can choose if it's 20 or if it's 40. So it's probably going to be some divergence between the two. Now, while general data entry faces automation challenges, specialized roles in regulated industries like aviation maintain demand. The aviation sector is recovering strongly, creating opportunities for supporting roles. If you are called for an interview for this particular role, the pro tip that I would give you here is emphasize your accuracy and systematic approach to data management. Be specific about your Excel and SharePoint experiences. They're asking for that specifically. And then show enthusiasm for the aviation industry and understanding of regulatory requirements. Demonstrate your self-motivation and ability to work without constant supervision because this is a remote role. And then show flexibility and understanding of the short-term nature. And then finally, discuss your approach to maintaining accuracy under time constraints. So those are the pro tips there for this particular role. If this role interests you, I encourage you to apply. We're going to move on to our next role with a company called Resident. But before we do that, we're just going to check the chat. All right, in the chat today, we have Sun. Hey, Sun. Hey, Shadow. We have Body. We have Kilay. We have Murphy Qatar. We have Kim. We have, let's see, Evelyn Escato came by. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate all the support. We have Kanyat-san. We also have Nina Lorzano, who's in the house today. All right. We have Cho Nico. Thank you. Thank you for coming by. I really, really appreciate everybody and all of the support. Thank you so much for attending the live stream today. And we're just going to write a comment in the chat here, thanking everyone for their support. If you have any questions about any of the roles that I've talked to everyone who's in my chat session, just put it in the comments. What I can do, I'm going to actually show these comments on stage so that everyone can see them. But if you have, we have Jean. Jean888 Vlog is also in the comments. I miss you there, Jean. Nothing personal. Just didn't see your name there, but thank you for coming by. If you have any questions, as I was saying earlier, about any of the roles that I've posted, I'm glad to answer. If you have questions that are outside of the roles that I've posted, pertaining to job hunting, interviewing, those kinds of things, I am definitely willing to answer your questions. All right, so we are moving on to the company called Resident. And what caught my eye here is that I saw an accounts receivable supervisor role. Now, in this particular role, let's talk about this. This role is going to be responsible for leading accounts receivable as a team at a fast-growing home furnishings company. You're going to manage collections, resolve billing issues, and drive process improvements while working remotely for a company that owns brands like Nectar, Dream Cloud, and Awawa mattresses. Your key responsibilities here in this particular role are going to be supervise the daily accounts receivable operations and team management, monitor aging reports, and drive timely collections. You're going to be resolving billing discrepancies and customer payment issues. You're going to implement process improvements for efficiency, prepare accounts receivable reports for senior management, and partner with sales and customer service teams within the organization. Now, the requirements or the candidate that they're looking for in this particular role, they're looking for someone who has a bachelor's degree in accounting or related field, 3 to 5 years of accounts receivable collections experience, advanced Excel skills, team leadership experience, and then strong analytical and communication skills. Also, they would like you to have some experience with Oracle NetSuite, and that's a preferred skill set, so it's not required. So don't let that shy you away if you intend to apply. Now, the company is offering 60 to 70K per year for this particular role. And that's certainly fair based upon some of the salaries that we're seeing offered in the job market today. The market range is typically between 58,900 up to 95,775 on a national scale, with most professionals earning between 66,996 and 86,298. The industry average here for this particular type of role is 75,889 annually. Now, the company offers the salary that the company is offering, and I always give you the tea. I keep it real with you. The company's offer is below market average, but competitive for an entry-level supervisory role. The accounts receivables field is experiencing steady growth as business focuses on cash flow optimization. Now, the average accounts receivable supervisor salary has risen by about I would say about $9,500 in the last 10 years. And that's showing consistent career growth potential. Automation is changing the role, but creating opportunities for higher level analytical work. If you're called for an interview for this particular role, here's what I would say. Know your key metrics like DSO, that's going to be days sales outstanding, and then collection rates and aging bucket analysis, how old accounts are. Share specific examples of team management, like process improvement, as well as conflict resolution. And then highlight your experience with ERP systems, especially Oracle NetSuite if you have it. If you don't have Oracle NetSuite, don't touch on that topic. That won't help you out. Understand residents' omni-channel retail model, and they're focused on customer experience. So dig into the company, know a little bit about their history, get on Wikipedia, find out some more information about resident, and they'll prepare examples of how you've streamlined the AR processes and reduced collection times. That's going to be really important. And if you've done that or have that skill, that's going to definitely have some leverage for you. Now, Resident is another company I'm featuring today because it's another company that is remote first. It's been remote first since 2016, so that's well before the pandemic. Competitive salary, HSA contributions, 401k with company match, and they offer wellness benefits. Now, these are the two benefits that really stood out for me. You get a work from home office and cell phone, as well as internet stipend with this company, and a free mattress, plus an awesome friends and family discount. So that's a really nice perk, or a couple different perks that this company is offering. So if this opportunity resonates with you, I encourage you to apply. We're going to move on to our next opportunity with Graham Healthcare Group. Now, Graham Healthcare Group is looking for a home health scheduling coordinator. And this is a fully remote role as well. Graham Health is a remote first company as well. So today I'm featuring a lot of the remote first companies so that when you're seeking out opportunities, you can have the best experience. There's nothing wrong with working for a remote first company. I'm not saying that it is, but what I am saying is there's a bigger advantage to working for a remote first company. Now, Graham Health, in this particular role, is you're going to be coordinating home health visits and patient care for clinical staff in a remote position. You're going to support the healthcare team by managing schedules, processing patient information, and serving as a liaison between staff and patients. Now, here, this is full-time, 40 hours per week. It is remote nationwide. And your key responsibilities or core responsibilities for this particular role, you'll be compiling daily schedules for clinical staff, assigning clinicians to patients with direction from management, coordinating patient care services and serving as a liaison, processing visit documentation from clinicians, communicating with CFSS regarding staffing needs, and then completing daily workflow tasks and communicating issues. The qualifications that are required for this particular role, associate's degree is preferred. So high school diploma or GED is fine, is acceptable. 1 year home health experience is preferred. That's not required, so don't let that scare you away. 1 year of customer service experience, proficient in Microsoft Office, 2 years general office experience with data entry, and weekend rotation availability. Let's pump the brakes because that's important. Weekend rotation availability. This means if you're not looking for a role that is requiring you to work weekends, this one may not be for you. Now, in terms of the salary for this particular role, it is not posted here, but you know I'm always going to bring you that information so you're well informed. The market range for this kind of position, national average is about $42,463 with a total pay around $60K per year. Now, related roles such as home care coordinator averages about $50,122 per year. And then home care coordinator salaries have risen by about $5,500 over the last 10 years. Expect a salary in the range of $40 to $55K per year based upon your experience. Home health care is truly one of the fastest growing sectors due to aging populations. People are living longer, sicker. And The preference for many of our age-related populations or aging populations is to remain within the home. The industry is experiencing significant expansion, creating strong job security and advancement opportunities. Now, technology integration is improving efficiency while maintaining the need for human coordination. If you're called for an interview for this particular role, showcase your understanding of basic home health principles, terminology, and care coordination principles as well. Emphasize scheduling abilities, multitasking, and attention to detail. Highlight your experience managing multiple stakeholders like patients, families, and clinicians. Show proficiency with scheduling software and Microsoft Office Suite. Demonstrate, and this is important, demonstrate understanding of patient needs and the ability to handle sensitive situations. So when we talk about the aging population, you're probably going to get a lot of family members who are calling in. That's a high stress time, right? Mom and dad have been home all their lives. They're having someone come in that they don't know for care. It's concerning. They have to work as the children of their parents. They won't be able to have a watchful eye. So it's new territory for everyone. And then discuss your comfort with the weekend rotation and changing schedules. I think that's going to be a game changer if you express that up front. And then finally, prepare examples of how you resolve scheduling conflicts or communication issues. Now that's going to do it for this particular role at Graham Healthcare. We're going to check the chat really quick before moving on. The next one is a really quick opportunity. There at this point there is no resume involved with the next opportunity I'm going to showcase for you. But let's check the chat. Okay, we don't have anyone in the chat at this particular time. Other than everyone who's supporting me that I've named earlier. So we're going to move on to the next opportunity. All right, this opportunity is a little bit different, okay? This is ASD. This is Answering Service for Directors. And these are directors for funeral homes, right? So I saw this opportunity that caught my eye. And so they're looking for call specialists with ASD. You're going to handle incoming calls for funeral directors and their clients. The job is about providing clear information, showing empathy, and keeping things organized. You're going to be the bridge between families and funeral homes, so professionalism and compassion are a must. Now, the salary insights into this particular role is typically between $16 and $20 per hour. With experience and strong performance, you could move into a supervisory capacity or training roles, which may pay up to $25 per hour or more. Now, ASD is looking for, like I said, call specialists. What they want you to do is call this number 610-744-1200, and you're going to leave a voice introduction. And so that's going to begin the process. So right off the gate, you don't have to come up with a resume. It's a quick apply. Call that number, leave a voice introduction, and ASD will reach out to you and give you further instructions. So I just wanted to put this one on your radar. All right, that's our opportunity for ASD. Let me give you an interview pro tip there. If you were called for an interview for this type of role, I would say be ready to demonstrate your typing speed and your attention to detail, and then highlight any past experience where you've communicated clearly and managed sensitive situations. Be able to show your digital empathy, so to speak, and then prepare answers to questions about how you handle difficult or emotional callers. And then practice sounding calm and empathetic even under pressure. Those are the pro tips that I would give you for this type of role if you're called for an interview. All right, and our final opportunity is for the teenagers this summer. So, with the current the economic conditions, a lot of the roles or jobs that would be available for teens just aren't there, right? So through some searching, I found a site called Panel Polls. And so Panel Polls pays kids and teens to give their opinions on games, TV shows, and products. So you're going to answer online surveys or maybe even test out new products before it's released. So survey payouts kind of vary, right? But I was looking for something or just kind of searching for something for teens to make some extra cash in their pockets this summer. But most surveys pay between $1 and $10 each. Now, active participants can earn anywhere from $10 to $30 per month, depending upon their availability and participation. Online market research is truly growing, I have to say. As is it's growing as fast as companies want real feedback from younger audiences, and these kinds of survey opportunities are likely, in my opinion, to stick around, or maybe even expand as brands look for more youth input. So if this opportunity comes around to your teenager or your young adult, I would say make sure your parent or guardian is involved because that's required for minors. And then be honest and thoughtful in your survey responses anytime you take a survey, even if it's not about with panel polls. Anyone that's taken a survey, be honest on your feedback and then respond quickly to invitations. The early word gets the worm when it comes to surveys because the slots fill up so fast. And then no formal interview, which is great, but profiles that are complete and accurate get more opportunities. So that's going to wrap it up for today for my opportunities that I have to showcase. So that's a wrap for this week's job drop. I want you to keep in mind that the work from home job that you want may just be one application away. Don't let fear or uncertainty hold you back. Take the leap. You know what I'm saying? Trust your skills and keep showing up for you. That's what's most important. And as always, I thank you for tuning in and being part of this community. Until next time, I wish you peace, love, and paychecks.